Welcome to another edition of MBC News. In today's broadcast, our reporters are hitting the halls of MHS to bring you the top stories as the year starts coming to an end. The Mason broadcast crew is a team of juniors and seniors working together to create all sorts of productions throughout the year. Covering anything from sports to news, here's Danielle Dean with a closer look at how far we've come over the years.
At NBC, we've always said, you make it, we report it. And that's exactly what NBC has been doing now for 10 years. This year, NBC celebrates 10 years of broadcasting news to the students of Mason High School. And now NBC has been around long enough to have a former anchor and reporter now teaching English and coaching at Mason High School.
10 years ago when NBC started, Christy Luttel was a junior. And when he debuted as anchor of the first NBC News program, he was nervous and excited to be delivering the news to a captive audience of Mason High School students and staff.
Yeah, I can remember as a student, it was one of the coolest jobs I thought you could have, and still do, as a high school or college student, to be, if you were comfortable with it, in front of your classmates or the students in the school or the teachers, and have, you know, yourself and others who you knew working on something that everyone got to see. It's pretty rare, I think, in high school we see it in sports and we see it in a few other things, but it's rare to have chances when you're 15 and 16 years old to do something that other people get to watch or get to see what your hard work is accomplishing.
Dee Luttel also served as editor of the Chronicle for 2 years before graduating and moving on to the University of Kentucky. Back then, NBC and the Chronicle sort of coexisted, but when current MHS junior Rebecca Barnes, a Chronicle staff member, became editor of the CSPN.com, she saw it as a perfect opportunity to bring these two media powerhouses together. The Common Student Press Network now is the online home to the Chronicle and NBC. And behind it all has been a student who previously had no experience working with an online media.
Well, the CSPN, it's a lot of hard work, and our goal was to make a website that was going to be updated frequently and was going to be something that students could look at, the staff could look at, and anybody could look at and get the news and what they wanted to find out, and basically just get a sense of all of high school and cover as much as we possibly could.
The CSPN is the perfect example of real-world convergence media where broadcast, print, and online news collide. You can navigate the site to find blogs from the Chronicle sports writer James Nosek, mini webcasts on NBC Now, photo galleries of sports teams, daily news videos, live Twitter feeds from sporting events, and of course, the links to the print version of the Chronicle.
You know, when you have something like the Chronicle and you have groups that work on it every single year, I think you get to the point where the Chronicle is now, like any good organization, where every year the people who work on it just want to make it better than the year before. So everyone every year adds something better or new or different to it and improves it in some way, and then you get it to the point where it is now, where it's so much better just because every year it improves. NBC is the same way. Things just keep getting better and improving over time as more and more students become involved, get invested, believe in it as an important part of our school, and then bring talents and make it better.
The world of journalism is at a constant state of change, and the students who make up the NBC and Chronicle staffs are trying to keep up with this change. Local newspapers, television stations, and even nationally known media outlets like CNN, ABC, ESPN, and the New York Times have embraced this trend of spreading their message via the internet. And now in its 10th year of broadcasting, NBC can be mentioned in the same conversation as those well-known media outlets. For this story and more, you can always visit thecspn.com. I'm Danny Dean, NBC News.